How you doing, mate? You alright?
Jermain, good afternoon.
Hi.
17 years later, welcome back to Bournemouth.
Was it that long, yeah?
What's happened in that time? You've not done much.
Yeah.
Incredible to see you back down on the south coast. Why are you here? Why was Bournemouth the next move and the right move for you?
I mean, for many reasons, really. I mean, you just said like 17 years. Probably at the back of my mind, always thought about it, to be honest. You know, watching the club come from where it's come from, and getting into the Premier League, and just having it at the back of your mind. You know, maybe one day, you know, if it could happen, it would just be like a dream. From where you started and then to sort of like finish, it'd be amazing. So it's just funny the way it's turned out, really. I mean, when I got the phone call, it was an easy decision, and I've said that before. But just for many reasons, it's strange coming back. You know, seeing a lot of familiar faces. A lot of the lads that are, you know, the coaching staff, you know, I used to play with. You know, Big Fletch, just flick everything down for me. Jason Tyndall, assistant manager, obviously Eddie, who was the captain. It's just a special. I think it's a special situation, a unique situation. I think with what they've done at this club, and just to be a part of it's really, you know, it's a special time for me. Yeah.
You talk about it being a special time. When you look at the way things have moved forward with the club, was it an easy decision to come to Bournemouth, bearing in mind what they achieved last season, finishing 9th in the Premier League, and the style in which they've done it? Yeah,
just amazing, to be honest. And I keep saying a unique situation where, I mean, you've got a team together. You know, the coaches, the manager, that have been there from day one, and has got the club to this sort of level, and not only, you know, got to the Premier League, but actually compete and do well, finish in the top half, which is so difficult to do. So yeah, I mean, to be a part of that going forward is special. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, again, it's another challenge, which I thrive on, really. I mean, if I can try and improve this team, you know, if it's just that 1%, then it'll be good.
You've played around the world, you've played at various clubs in the Premier League, but Bournemouth was your first test of first team football. Would it be fair to say you've had a connection with this club more so than any of the other clubs you played for?
Yeah, I'd agree on that, to be honest. I mean, when I came here as a young lad from West Ham, I remember Harry Redknapp calling me into the office saying, "You're going to Bournemouth." I was like, "Where's that?" Like, do you know what I mean? It was one of those moments, and I got on the phone, sort of thing. I didn't really know how to take it. I was like, so what's happening? Because I went from, like, I was playing reserve football. I made my debut at 17, and then you're going to Bournemouth on loan. A few of the other lads have done it. They've come back and they've gone to the first team. So I was like, okay. Went home. Mum, I'm going to Bournemouth. Again, she's like, why? She called up Harry. Why are you sending him to Bournemouth? But he just said to me, you'll love it down there. You know, get some first team experience, playing league football. Obviously, something that I wanted to do anyway. I mean, when I came down there, it was just like, wow. It was brilliant. And even to this day, I remember every moment. I remember every goal. I was actually living with Jason. You know, it was great. We used to wash our own kit. Jason used to make my pre-match. Just like so many great memories. You know, scoring in 10 consecutive games, which again was crazy because I didn't really know about any records. I just wanted to come and sort of like just try and improve as a player, just trying to develop. And then after a while, you know, people started talking about this record, and I was like, you know, it was a lot of pressure for a young lad, and I just thought, okay, just get my head down. I had a great bunch of lads around me. Just got my head down and just worked hard, and you know, it was just how it went. It was special.
Have you spoken to Harry over the last few weeks?
I texted him. I said I'll be coming round for dinner. He said, okay, no problem. So yeah, I sent him a message and that, but he was obviously delighted. So yeah.
And obviously, the last time you came to Bournemouth, you were staying with Jason Tyndall, as you said, but you also stayed in digs with the old kit man Nimbus, who sadly's not with us.
And Audrey, yeah.
I take it you won't be staying with his wife Audrey at this time?
No, but I'd like to go and see her at some point. You know, special people again, with all the memories and stuff, and all the people that sort of like helped me to progress as a player at such a young lad. And I think, especially at that age where you sort of like you need the help. I was away from home, obviously coming from East London and stuff, so I needed the help. I was away from my family. We used to be around there at 5:30, I remember, have dinner. She used to cook the best desserts. And it was a special time, and I felt settled straight away. And I think that's probably why, you know, I did well at such a young age. But at some point I would like to obviously go and see it. That'd be nice.
You touched upon Eddie and Jason and the coaching staff that were your former teammates now, bringing through the next generation of players. How big a factor was Eddie in you returning to the club?
Massive, because obviously I'm not only saying this because obviously it's the thing to say, but, you know, even when I was at Sunderland, just looking in and just thinking, you know, wow, what a job that he's done. A young manager. You know, from what I hear around the place, you know, I think he gets in at like 6:30 every morning, and the last person to leave. It never really switches off on that. Just got that enthusiasm and you know, that winning mentality, and wants to do well, wants to improve the players every day. And one of the first things he said to me is, I would still like to improve you, even at the age of 34. You know, been in the game a long time, but you know, for a manager to say that, you know, for me it was good, because I know I'm coming training every day and I can still improve as a player. It will help me do that, so I'm looking forward to it.
You signed a 3-year contract. Do you feel perhaps that Bournemouth will be your last club as a professional footballer?
I don't know, to be honest. See how it goes. I've always said, if you look after your body looks after you. It's as simple as that. And something I've always done. I've always tried to, do the right things. Obviously, I'm not perfect. You know, there's times you wanna sort of like switch off on that, but you know, just having that dedication, really. You know, I love my football. It's as simple as that. You know, I always want to do well. I want to score goals, and I've managed to, you know, to avoid, you know, major injuries. Touch wood, that won't happen and that. But we see what happens. But you know, I'm just looking forward to this challenge. I'm really excited. Just can't wait to get started.
Bournemouth fans will hold you close to their heart because of what you achieved 17 years ago. You said to the club, the one thing you can guarantee for them is goals. So you put the pressure on yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I watched that interview back and I thought, wow, you definitely put pressure on yourself on that. But I mean, you know, people always say when you work hard, you get rewarded. So I'll just continue working hard, continue what I've always done. Want to try and relax and really enjoy it, take it in and really embrace it, you know, because I mean, I keep saying it, it's special. I feel blessed to be here again, somewhere where I started. I know the feeling I got when I first started. But to get an opportunity to actually do it again, it's a great time. And
you're joining a list of strikers here at the club that are doing well. Joshua King's hit the headlines with his goals. Bradley Lowery, Callum Wilson as well was instrumental in the championship for the club. So do you feel you've got a real challenge to earn a starting jersey?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good for the manager to have that sort of competition where, you know, players, it keeps you on your toes, you know, when you've got other players of that quality that can come into the team and basically do what you do. You find a little bit more, you know, it keeps the fire in your belly, which is important. But it's something that I've always had anyway. I would always work hard. I mean, you know, it's a long season. There's times where you're flying and you're scoring goals. And I can imagine there'll be times where it's going to be difficult and maybe you're not in the team. When you're not in the team, it's just as important to keep the lads going and just stick together. And I mean, when you get the opportunity again, you've got to take it. So yeah.
And finally, for me, do you feel Bournemouth will be the right platform for you to carry on your England career?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, obviously, to get in the international squad is based on merit, and as a forward, it's just based on goals. So, I mean, if I continue doing that, scoring goals, then I can't see why not.
Jermain, Eddie Howe was obviously in that Bournemouth team when you made your debut in October 2000. So what's it like now to have him as your boss?
Always, even back then, you know, just a natural leader. Probably someone who I looked at and thought, you know what, you'd probably go on to be a manager. I think he was captain at the time, strong centre half. Him and Jason, just kicking people basically, just like and that. But just someone who was just a natural leader. And probably was always going to go on and be a manager and be a top manager, yeah.
I mean this politely, but not many players at this stage of their career get 3-year deals. So is that testament to how you've kept yourself in peak condition?
Yeah, hopefully players that are around about my age, a little bit younger, can actually, it would be nice if they can look at me and think, you know, if JD can do it, then why can't I, sort of thing. But I mean, I think people know now in football that, you know, I've always been dedicated. I try and do the right things. I ask a lot of questions. So whether that's speaking to the club doctor or the physios, you know, doing yoga, things like that. Because obviously, you know, I'm 34. I'm not 17, 18 again. So I probably realise that I have to do more now than I did years ago. But just managing my body. I know when to train hard, when to sort of like back off, and and I probably understand my body a lot more. So yeah, it's. I mean, when you look at it, a lot of the lads said, "Wow, how'd you get 3 years in that?" But I'm enjoying it. Just take it as it comes, and just keep myself fit. They've got a cryotherapy here, which is a bonus. Something that I've always done. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the challenge. I believe that it's going to be good. Yeah.
So do you feel as good now as you did then?
Yeah, I mean, if you go off, I mean, the only thing I can go off really is stats. I mean, the last 2 Premier League seasons, I've scored 15 league goals back to back. So, I mean, if I can do that again, I'll be delighted with that. So, yeah, it's a new season, a new challenge, and just continue doing what I'm doing.
And I'm sure you're well aware of this, but you're 7th in the all-time list of Premier League scorers.
Definitely know that. Yeah.
58 goals.
Robbie Fowler's got 163, I think it is.
So what would it mean to you to potentially reach 200? Because I think it's only Alan Shearer, isn't it, at present, who's gone above the 200 mark in terms of Premier League goals.
That'd be some achievement, wouldn't it? I mean, it's sometimes a little bit strange, to be honest. You get that moment where you have to sort of like pinch yourself, because I remember watching people like Alan Shearer, Ian Wright, Les Ferd, all these great forwards, even Robbie Fowler as a kid, and just thinking, wow, you know, if only I can do that one day, get the chance to score goals in the Premier League, even if it's just a one. So to score 158, I mean, again, it's a dream, but you know, don't really want to take my foot off the gas. I want to keep going, and I mean, on a personal note, if I can, you know, try and push up on that table, it'd be nice.
And you got 15 last season, and Joshua King got 16. So there's the opportunity potentially of quite a fruitful strike partnership between the two of you there.
Yeah, obviously depending how the manager wants to play, but again, you know, having someone like that in a team that will guarantee you goals is massive for the football club. I mean, goals win games, so the more goals we have in the team, you know, the better for the club. Yeah.
Finally, Jermain, Bournemouth obviously finished 9th in the Premier League last season, highest ever finish in their record. So what would be the next attainable target for the football club?
Got to be careful with this one, innit? Don't want to put too much pressure on the lads. I don't know, maybe just, you know, doing the same or improving. You know, you finish 8th, that's an improvement. I mean, if we can do that, it'll be a special season. But I can imagine if you ask the manager that question, he'd probably give you around about the same answer. You know, even during the season, I always say, you know, try and take each game as it comes. You know, so I've always said it's important to get off to a good start, have a good pre-season. You know, hopefully don't get any injuries, and just get off to a good start, and then just take it from there.
Thank you. Jermain, you said that Eddie Howe said he'd still like to improve you. What did it mean to you when you hear a manager say that to you? Obviously, a more mature stage of your career now.
Yeah, it was a little bit, not strange, but I was like, wow, that's good. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, it'll be good if I can, you know, because in my mind I always feel like I can improve every day, because that's why I always train hard, because, you know, the stuff I do in the gym, you know, I always want to improve. So hearing the manager say that, for me, it was massive. Played a big part in me, obviously wanting to be here. This sort of environment, you know, with a top manager, but obviously someone that wants to improve my game and wants me to kick on and do well, it was massive for me.
And in the 17 years since you were last here, can you believe the transformation, and perhaps contrast for us maybe what it was like when you came here on loan and the club you now return to today?
Just completely different, to be honest. The stadium was sort of like this way around, and even driving up last night, it was sort of like I drove into Bournemouth and I got this sort of like excitement feeling, and that, but it's just, it'll probably take time for it to sink in. But I mean, when I get started and stuff like that, and the season starts and that, then it would really probably sink in then. But just a completely different club now from when I was here, completely different. But so many familiar faces and that, so that's important.
You mentioned the familiar faces. I mean, there is almost half the team, it seems, if not more, that you played in, are here in some capacity. Has that given Bournemouth and the way things have gone for the last couple of years a bit of an aura at the moment? This is kind of a special moment for them.
It's a special moment. I think it's important when you've got people at the football club that's been there for a long time, that understands the sort of like the journey and what it takes to be at this football club, the culture of this football club. You know, it's a family club. and it was really nice to come here today and to see the lads. Strange again, I'll say, because sometimes you join a new club and that, and it's almost like the first day at school, a little bit nervous and that. You go in and you want to sort of like fit in straight away, but I feel relaxed because I know a lot of the boys, a lot of the staff, and just want to get started really. There's been a lot of talk, to be honest. Even being on holiday, people come up to me, so what's happening, stuff like that. And you try and pull it off on that, but just want to get started. Just want to get my boots on and start training, get myself fit, and just make sure by the start of the season I'm ready to go.
Just finally for me, I know the last few months football in many ways has been put into perspective of what role it plays in life, in the case of Bradley Lowery. And I know you've been staying obviously very, very close to the family, and that's been something that's been very important to you.
Give him 2 minutes, yeah? Yeah, it's been difficult. It's been hard because I've just kept this in for so long. Obviously trying to be strong for like my family and his family as well. But I don't really know how to sort of like put in words how I really feel, because it's just a special time really, having that sort of like relationship with Brad. From that sort of like first moment I met him, I just couldn't believe that he was actually the young kid that was ill, because he sort of like ran over to me. I just think from that moment it was just like just that instant connection. Obviously I knew he was going to be mascot, but obviously I hadn't seen a picture of him, so I didn't really know, and he just ran over to me. I thought, okay, then this must be little Brads and stuff like that. But just his energy in the change rooms, bossing the other little kids around and stuff like that, just great character. But all I can say really, I speak to the family every day. I was with him a few days ago, and it was tough to see him obviously suffer like that. In a way, I felt like I was prepared for it, because what I've been through previously with my dad. But it was just so tough to actually see a kid that of that age that's been going through this for so long, and obviously got to the stage where, there's a lot of stuff on social media where he's obviously struggling, and I can say it's probably a matter of days. But he would always be in my heart, for the rest of my life. And what can I say? The family know that. Not only me, but my whole family, we're there for the family, even going forward. But it's difficult, and I suppose it puts stuff into perspective. There's not a day that goes past where I don't wake up in the morning and sort of like check my phone or think about little Bradley, because his love's genuine, and I can see it in his eyes when he looks at me. So it's just it's special. So yeah.
Thank you.
That's right. Making me cry.
Cameras off, please.